I'm ready.
What is up, everybody? It is another beautiful Sunday morning, and you are listening to the Super Gamecast. I am your host, Bronson Fiore, joined by the always awesome Aaron Reynolds.
I am Aaron Reynolds. I am not your host.
Our mod mommy, wielder of the band hammer, making sure the chat is clean, Emily Hulslander. And
Fight.
Lucy is too new for me to have a bit yet. Lucy.
America's ass.
America's ass.
Anyway.
Lucy subbed earlier. I do want to make that shout out. It's just shit broke.
Turns out OBS
where everything broke.
Yep.
So, but hey,
it's very stable. Nothing ever goes wrong with it.
Who says that now?
I'm saying it so it doesn't do it again.
I'm gonna be real. When I booted it, when I booted it up and it asked me, "Yo, dog, safe mode," and I honestly kind of thought about it. I was like,
right,
this might be the
I know.
choice.
That might be worth a shot.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Oh my god.
Thanksgiving happened though.
Huh.
How was everyone's Thanksgiving?
I mean, fine. That was some trash football on Thanksgiving.
Yes,
My
it was.
God.
New person in the chat, Sierra Love 414. Hey, friends.
Hey. Come on.
But Lucy and I went to a diner with a bunch of friends. That was a fun time.
That sounds nice.
Good time. And then the day before, set up a Christmas tree. Looks great. Posted in the Discord.
Yeah.
You can all see it.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a chill time. It's been a chill weekend, which is nice because what I needed. It's what I needed. Needed
Sure.
that. Needed that before you go back to work for 3 grueling weeks and then the rest of the holidays. So.
Mm-hmm. This is the second year in a row our family has just bought our Thanksgiving dinner from Cracker Barrel. They just make it and then we pick it up, and it's been awesome.
That's why we go to the restaurants, right? Like that's why we wait a day, then go out to in our Gold and Silver went downhill because of the new ownership.
Right.
So next year we're gonna probably do Toucan Charlie's.
Toucan Charlie's, what a name!
It's a really good buffet, bro. Really good buffet.
Sure.
So that's the plan for next year.
Cool.
Yeah. So By the way, Em, could you check the audio real quick? I just realized I didn't swap the mic thing in OBS, but it seems like it's working.
It's working fine. I'm actually listening to the pod right now, so.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Got you covered, bud. We good.
Thank you. I imagine the Crackle Barrel Thanksgiving would be good. I've been there. Their food's all right. Food's all right there.
Yeah, I don't have their food, normally, but let me tell you, like, as someone who's a big appreciator of turkey, like the way they did turkey was they nailed it. They got their green bean casserole down. They got it all. It was fine.
They do the mac and cheese
free on our end. What that?
They do the mac and cheese. They do a good mac and cheese.
No, I would have loved that.
Damn.
We did not get that as part of our deal, but
no, dude, I'm telling you, for Thanksgiving, the either pre-made or pre-boxed Thanksgiving or the restaurant Thanksgiving is the way to go. It's the way to go, bro.
It's like if you are a cook and enjoy cooking.
Mm.
Like, and you're down to be part of that. Like, that's part of the Thanksgiving experience. Go for it. Otherwise, I'm not putting myself through this.
Dude, I like cooking. I don't want to cook for 16 people.
Exactly.
And if we didn't have some last minute cancellations, it would have been like 23 people. So
yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to cook for 23 people.
Nope. No. So yeah, I think that's the way to go going forward here.
Yeah. So all right. Yeah. No. So we'll good to hear everyone got a nice relaxing little break. We played some Space Marine. We'll go over that soon.
Yeah, we will.
But first, hey, the news.
The news.
So
News happened.
I made the docket, and then a last-minute news story snuck in that I pinged out to everyone. Hey, NZXT is basically running a scam.
Oh yeah, I watched that video last night. I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?"
So
I was watching that.
Can you break this down?
All right, yeah, I can break it down to less than an hour. That NZXT did.
It was perfect for me, honestly, because like I was installing
GPT,
my
sum it up as a paragraph.
So I was doing all that. I just watched it on my phone.
Oh my god.
So basically, NZXT has run into some problems recently. They had a case that, under certain conditions, would catch fire like a year and a half ago. So there was that, and now they have this new subscription program where you can rent a PC, not rent to own, like just rent. Like you pay $60 a month, $9 a month, up to $259 a month. Right, and and that, and they say a bunch of shit that is not true. On the like, they say, oh man, they're no like lifetime warranty, 24/7 support. It's not a lifetime warranty.
That's a little horseshit.
That's just straight up a lie. Okay.
They keep changing prices. So like they're like player 2 PC. Their advertising is lying. So like they hired influencers to do their advertising. But like, yeah, I can get this $3,000 PC for $60 a month, and to get that exact PC, it's like $259 a month.
Man.
And the prices are, and there is a very strong argument that this is targeting children, because in the influencer ads, in the influencer ads, they even have, there was one guy who was like, oh yeah, you want a game on PC, but the price is the problem, and you constantly have to try and justify it to your parents. Well, now you can just say, hey, it's $59 a month. That was literally in one of the influencer ads on TikTok.
That's awful.
To be fair, it said parents or wife, which that's also horrible in its own way.
But honey, I want a game with my friend. I all have a PC. You suck. You hate me. I'm going to my room.
Hi Sleepy B. Hi Chaos. Welcome to the chat. So,
hello, misfits.
So, yeah, no, man. I like, so they have that all going on, and then like they'll give you certain specs like when you're looking at it, but when then you check out, it'll change. It'll go from like a 4090 to a 4080 and shit like that.
Dude,
what the fuck?
Oh yeah. And then they've been running this deal this Black Friday. It's like, get a $400 in gaming gear when you subscribe to a player PC, which and then like at no additional cost. But when you go click into the deal, it's $10 more expensive than it was before this deal started per month.
Wow.
Yeah, and
what
then
what shit are they trying to pull here?
Yeah, and then there is a bunch of there's a bunch of different wording in their contract where you could get fucked over and be responsible for a bunch of cost.
No.
So, not, yeah. Absolutely. I highly encourage you to watch that whole video. They get
respected brands.
It is severely fucked.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they apparently private equity got involved not that long ago, and
okay, that explains just about everything.
It's the same thing that happened to Corsair. Like, you've noticed Corsair dropping down as well.
Mm-hmm.
They got bought by private equity, got sold, and now the person who bought them made them a publicly traded company, and they've been in a rough state.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll cause problems. Probably usually at a slower pace, but yeah.
So, but in the case that's Corsair, NZXT, it's same ownership, just private equity has a share in it. But like, and the pricing is like just horribly predatory, even by like the standards of rentals. So, Gamers Nexus, shout out to them for getting this up. They broke down the cost of do-it-yourself ownership versus scam normalized purchase versus payment plan ownership versus this rental where you don't own it at the end. And this is over the course of, I think, of 3 years. This is the graph, everybody. This is the cost of this exact PC they figured out. Oh, it gets way worse. It gets way worse. So, okay, let's say you don't have the money to buy the parts or buy a PC. Like, if my PC took a shit right now, I'd have to put a new one on credit, right? Like, I'd have to throw it on my credit cards. Not the biggest deal in the world. Shit happens. I'd pay it off real quick. So,
shit does happen, yes.
So, the outright purchase of their high-end computer is right here. The price to do a basically mob-backed loan, like they even say probably crime, they went out of their way to find this loan, is here for this PC. Okay, you would own it outright and pay it off over the 72 months. And then finally, the blue one, rental, no ownership over that same time span.
Yep.
Now, if you were to do a 5-year loan, let's see if I can find the other graph. There's another one that's also appalling and shocking. It had
the hell?
Here we go. Okay, so over the course of a 5-year period. All right, so if you just do a really good build, do it yourself, it's $2,300. If you go the pre-built route, it's $3,000, which that sounds about right, because you have to factor in cost of warranty, cost of labor, cost of all that shit. That's actually not a horrible pre-built price for what they're offering. Pre-built on a firm or a credit card, 22%, $3,300. Okay, kind of shit, but not the end of the world. A personal loan a personal loan on the average rate of a personal loan, 36%, which is $6,500 over the 5 years. On the legal limit of a personal loan in most states, 103%, $15,540, and that's how much you would pay over the 5 years. So even if you were to take out the worst, most irresponsible loan you could take out, you would still be ahead versus the rental, because at the end of it you would actually own the computer.
Right.
You know, this is literally like just targeting kids and being like, yo, I'll run the ad. They have the ad here actually right now. Everyone get your volume ready.
Man, okay. Yeah, let's watch this.
Get your volume.
Trash.
Yep. Alright. Let me know, everyone, let me know when you're ready.
Yep.
Aaron, we good?
Yep.
Alright.
Pretty clear. Per Reddit, quote, I'm 15 and make around $155 monthly from my dad. Should I subscribe or not? No. it's clear that this is targeting a younger crowd that is going to be very easily influenced.
And if you think about it, Carter PCs did make a video about it. You could literally get one of these PCs for 1 month and then win a Fortnite tournament or something and have enough money to buy your own PC.
Switching from console to PC has never been a cheap date, which always made convincing your parents or wife to buy one.
Now, because you're buying this on not credit but not cash, there are some potential pitfalls for NZXT as well.
All right, so yeah, that was a snippet of how they were targeting kids or people without means. Yeah.
That is awful.
Yep. You know, because it's super easy to win a Fortnite tournament to just pay for your computer, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
just
totally.
get the best
Totally.
performing computer, win one Fortnite tournament, make your money back.
Yeah, that's obviously targeting the children.
Then some.
It's gross.
That's like, if they had left the kids alone, this whole plan goes underwater. Like,
But
this is just
what
not
about
going
all
to work.
the dependent married men?
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's one of the worst things I've seen. We have seen some awful shit that has made us super jaded. That is like, NZXT deserves to go under today.
It's like a whole
Right
new
now.
level. Like, I watched that video last night and I was just like, bro.
That's unreal.
But yeah, they also have a thing in the contract regarding your data. So anything involving the rental process, they have the right to keep that data. Which, the way the lawyer in this video by Gamers Nexus breaks it down is like, so that means like if you left some shit on the hard drive after you returned it, they own that data. The way it's worded.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And again, this is targeting kids who aren't probably practicing best practices when returning a computer.
Probably not. Probably not.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So they also have a fun waiver and release of claim. You, on behalf of yourself, your personal representative, and your heirs, hereby expressly agree to waive and release operator and service providers from any and all claims, including contract, tort, statutory, and any other grounds, including without limitation claims for anything related to accident, injury, property damage, death, disability that you may suffer as a result of using our services or products. Basically, they're saying that, yeah, if this PC catches fire and kills you and most of your family, we're not responsible.
Right.
In the contract.
Which, somehow, I don't think that holds up in court. You can try it.
The lawyer even says that that's probably not going to be, and just, I highly encourage everyone to go look up Do Not Buy NZXT by Gamers Nexus. Ooh. Predatory evil computer scam investigated. So.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, it's, this is fucked. It's super fucked. It's,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No more NZXT. Got it.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I was planning to put one of their coolers in my next rig. I'm gonna see. Hold on. I think I found another ad in the video.
Oh no!
Here you go.
They're components. They're not the same computer. Maybe that one's 3,000, but then it's not the player 2.
Hold on. Let me see what I can get to.
I'll trust him.
And the great thing about this is that you can pretty much cancel at any time. Turning the PC is free. There aren't any cancellation
look at those Instagram
fees.
comments.
And there are $0 cancellation and replacement fees.
Except at the time of filming this, there are cancellation fees. But wait, there's more.
You can now own Endgame on a PC starting at $59 a month.
Can't. Oh.
And with new PC hardware coming out what feels like every other day, the new Flex program allows you to trade in your PC and upgrade it every 1 to 3 years. That means the gaming house will always have the highest end gaming PCs without breaking the bank.
Because new parts are always getting released. And after you spend all of that money investing into a new computer, it might end up getting outdated quicker than you'd imagine.
The player 2 has, at least right now.
So, and by the way, that ad is referencing a computer with a graphics card that is 5 years old, by the way. Yeah.
Side note, I've known about this for a while, but how fucking sickening is it that there are just people whose job is to be fake influencer that just repeats absolute bullshit verbatim?
Yep.
And that's just what they do.
Honest, because up until you sent this to me, Bronson, I was I had actually been taking an interest in it a little bit because I saw it all over the place, and I'm like, oh, NZXT has some pretty cool looking stuff. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know anything about PC, as Bronson knows.
Yeah. As I've been schooling you over the past week.
Yeah, and I like, even for me, I'm like, I don't want to go back to having a 5-year-old capability PC. I just upgraded.
Right.
This is why I tell people, please contact me if you don't know what you're doing. I'll help. I promise, I'll help.
That's why I messaged you when my brother was looking at building a PC. So of course I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah. If you were in town, I'd build it for him. So
I mean, he's in Denver, so he's not that far.
Dude, that's still a pretty good drive. That's still a pretty good drive. But no, yeah, I
used to live in Denver too.
This is super gross. It's obviously motivated by greed. The guess by Gamers Nexus is they have too much inventory of certain parts, and this is how they're trying to make their money back.
That's not a good reason.
No, it's not.
Good way to go about this, guys. Come on.
So, dude, it's gross. It's super gross. It's it ranges from $59 a month to $59 a month, but you don't own it, and you won't own it at the end of it. Rent to own is already aggressively gross pricing, and so is leasing. Because if you lease a computer, you can lease a computer through what's it called, progressive leasing through Best Buy, and it basically doubles the price of whatever you pay for at the end of it. Which, yes, that's bad, but at least you own it. Right. So, if you really need to use, progressive leasing because you just can only pay a monthly fee, then sure, you have bad credit, so you don't have a credit card. I get it. Shit's hard out here. You should probably be looking at something instead of getting a fucking gaming computer, but that's another story altogether.
Yeah.
But
god damn, dude.
Yep.
That's awful.
Yeah, so no, my advice to people who are, buying this kind of stuff, wanting to get involved in that kind of stuff, is to go ahead and if you're tight on money, just buy the parts piecemeal. Just buy a case, save up $100, $120, buy a case, save up another, $100, buy a motherboard, save up another $120, buy the RAM, so on and so on and so on. I realize the GPU is going to be the hard one because, a mid-range GPU is what, $200? Or no, not $200, $400. Yeah, that's
I was gonna say, no, it's up there. And honestly, we've been talking about this recently, where things are at right now. If you're trying to get a machine to play video games on, I would just say go console.
Yeah, if you are looking to just game, just play video games, just go buy a PS5, bro. I love the PC. I think the PC infrastructure is great. I'm actually thinking about getting a splitter so I have enough HDMI ports to run my PC to my giant-ass TV. But, it's one of those things where it's the way cost is right now, if cost is your biggest concern and you just want to play video games, you're not doing your taxes, you're not working on it, you're not streaming, you're not using it for school, then yeah, bro, just buy a fucking PlayStation.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, get a phone. It's an Xbox, too.
True.
Oh my god. God damn it.
Yeah, so I know it's a Cyber Monday deal, but you can get a 4060 for $289 right now.
Okay, that's something.
So that's, which is, that's, and then if you want to get like a beefier card where you'll get like really good performance, so let's say like a 4070 or a what's it called, a 7800 XT, you're looking at 450 to 550. So
yeah,
yep. So
just what it is.
Yep, that is the price, and I mean, the Steam hardware survey and what we've talked about in the past is, hello, new people in the chat, Psycho Ninja, Marbles, hello, thank you for coming.
Hey.
Yeah, so I think that's, I think that's one thing, but PC's cool. Like I encourage people to do PC gaming, but I also realize that it requires a lot of fucking homework. It requires a lot of fucking homework, a lot of like reading and looking shit up, and like unless you build yourself, you are probably gonna get fucked on the price. Because if you do not build it yourself, almost any pre-built, the markup is going to be $400 or more across the board, because they're paying for shipping it to you, they're paying for the warranty, they're paying for a dude to build it, they're paying for the fucking just it's a bunch of shit that layers on top, which is why and I know that building it yourself is scary because you're putting together $2,000 worth of fucking parts, $1,000 worth of parts, and you don't want to break anything. I understand that, but from a financial perspective, the fucking we just saw in that video, $700 for the pre-built of the same computer if you build it yourself.
Yeah.
700 extra bucks. That can buy a lot of games. That can buy a lot of games. So anyway.
Ugh. NZXT's over. Got it.
It's a bummer.
Definitely makes me not want to buy their parts now.
Yep.
After listening about that potential house fire issue, they're willing to bait and switch everything that they do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to trust them to put their parts in my PC.
Yeah, and that's a bummer because like I said, they used to be a really good brand. Like that's the case we got when we built Steph's PC.
I want to say it's my case.
I think yours is an NZXT also.
You need to put some heat resistant around it.
I want to say it was when they were still good. It's been a couple years.
Yeah, it's been a while. You built that in you built that at the same time I did, which was 2020. So yeah, you're probably fine.
You should be okay.
Yeah, like I'm looking at like Corsair. Yeah, you look at like the #1 PC case right now on Newegg. That's the most popular is an NZXT. It's one of those aquarium cases. Followed by Fractal Design and then Corsair. So
that sucks.
Corsairs.
I already know the next case I want. It is actually a Corsair.
Oh really? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already picked out mine. I was actually going to send it to you earlier, but it's a custom.
Yeah. Let me
custom
see this
one
boy.
from Ironside.
That is pretty sick. How much does this guy cost?
Yeah, 200.
That's honestly not horrible.
It's not horrible. No.
That's not horrible.
Their pre-builds, not worth it at all, because I was looking at it, I was like, I could probably get those parts cheaper, but I just want the case.
Well, yeah, yes, and that case does look fucking sick. I'll put it up on the screen for everyone.
Let me see this.
The future of Lucy's PC.
Holy crap.
So you. It is so you.
Right? It comes in white, but I like the black better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean that. So I like full tower cases. Like I like a full tower, better airflow, easier to work in. So like mine are already $150.
Right.
Yeah. Like case for me is 150. It can go all the way up to 200 in some cases. So it's like, yeah, man, no, fuck it. What's an extra $50 over what I'm already paying? Did something like that. There you go. Yeah, I think that don't buy NZXT parts. If you know anyone who's younger who's considering this, explain to them in detail why it is a terrible idea.
Just grab him by the shoulders, sit him down. It's like, you need to listen now.
Look, if you want a bad deal,
if
you want a bad deal financially, just look. It went over. Do a firm. You can affirm a computer. You know, if you want to pay, because at least then you own the computer, and you pay honestly less than a credit card interest rates a lot of the time. So, yeah, just do not do this. It's a terrible decision. You know. So, all right. Well, that was the NZXT story. Now we actually have mostly pretty okay happy stories.
Is that so?
I said mostly.
It was such a counter, man.
Right. Okay. Hey, Shuhei Yoshida is retiring.
Oh.
You said this was a slightly happier story, not a sad one.
This is a man who gets
with the company for 31 years. Okay, this is his
farewell
tour, basically.
This is him being like, I worked at PlayStation for 31 years, and now I want to go spend my time with my kids and my wife.
Yeah.
So, this is happy.
Life.
You know, Sony Interactive's head of Indies Initiative is retiring as of January 15th. So, yeah, he spent 31 years with PlayStation, had multiple different roles, including, head of... I think he was head of PlayStation Studios in general for a little bit. Yeah, he was president of PlayStation Studios for a while, yes.
Yeah.
You know, but then he got way too stressed out and was just like, please move me somewhere else and have me work on the indie stuff.
Understood.
Yeah, so... yeah. No, so that's, you know, it's for those of you who don't know who Shuhei Yoshida is, he was a very important part of bringing the Indie Initiative to PlayStation. He worked on countless PlayStation games in some form. He was a big PR guy for them. I'm not sure how many of you remember the This is How You Play Used Games on PS4. He was one of those two guys.
I remember that one from E3. What was that? 2013.
13. Yeah, it was 13. Yeah, so it was,
and he was head of PlayStation from PS3 to PS4 era.
Yeah, so he was
important era.
He was a big deal.
Quite important.
So good, you know. Congrats to him, man. Congrats.
Ridge Racer, remember that?
That was Kaz Hirai.
That's Kaz Hirai, but I had to reference it again. I was thinking about it.
You know, he put in a lot of good work on something that most of us love dearly, and that dude, 31 years at one place, he deserves it. Homie deserves it. He deserves to go retire into the sunset.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man, putting that kind of work, that man has affected a lot of people.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Sure has. Also, I have a funny story about him, actually. He asked for an Oblivion-like way back in the day, and he asked it from Software, and From Software was like, yeah, we can do that. And they went and they made Demon Souls, and he got it back, and he's like, what the fuck is this?
You asked for a game like Oblivion. This is what we got you.
We got you something entirely different. I mean,
You've seen our other games, right? This is it. This is what we do.
Like it's a fantasy RPG. You asked for a fantasy RPG.
Boy, did you get it.
And then he's like, this shit will never sell in America. And then they published it in Japan, and then Atlas published it in America, and it became a mega hit. Yeah, and to be fair, now Sony might own them anyway, so that's hilarious.
Exactly.
I mean, no shade towards him, but it does show that no matter how experienced you are or how knowledgeable you are about the industry, there's always things that you're wrong about.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's nothing against him. I'm sure he was surprised as hell. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, I mean,
this actually works.
I am sure that over the years we have maybe made some wrong fucking proclamations.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know.
Yes.
But we're also the arbiters of good taste, so we're right most of the time. You know. What?
Yeah.
What?
Nothing. Everything's fine.
And then my
all
wall just catches on fire. Yes, everything is fine.
Everything's okay. Everything's fine.
So, Shu retired.
All right.
Enjoy your retirement, Shuhei, if you stumble across this. So, hey, the updates for Baldur's Gate 3 just don't stop. They just don't stop, baby.
My friends have been freaking out about this.
I still haven't got into the game yet. I haven't got the game. I want the game so
I have it
bad.
on my Xbox. Okay.
It's a great game. It's a great game. Highly recommend it.
Is it on Game Pass?
No.
No,
It's
it's not.
Pass. Damn it.
So next,
Bees, you're making me jealous.
I'm so
you don't have to do that. Sorry,
get it for him as a Christmas gift. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Send you a butt pic.
Just
with the new shield that I built.
Just did okay over there, Aaron?
Doing great. Wonderful. What's this story?
Are you?
I'm sorry.
Baldur's Gate 3 patch update.
Yes, next year. So they said they're going to stop adding shit, but they keep adding shit. The update next year is we'll add cross-play between console and PC, which cool. And then it will... Hey, that means we can play with M if we want to now. That's nice.
Hey!
And then 12 subclasses and a photo mode are being added.
Cool.
So they're also expecting new abilities, animations, visual effects summons, unique dialogue. Photo mode, it's like a little photo booth that lets you set up any shot you'd like. And then they'll be putting out like a small beta and stress test before the actual patch. So yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good shit.
This reminds me of a comment that Wooly on Castle Super B said, which is, how many playthroughs of Baldur's Gate do you have in your heart, player? How many?
Yes. The answer is yes.
How many times are you going to go through our 100-hour video game?
Yes.
All of them.
For my girlfriend, that is the case. She has over 500 hours in that game.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like,
Damn.
she has a playthrough with me going. She has several of her own playthroughs. She has playthroughs with 2 different friends. She loves that game. She loves that game to death. The only game I think she loves more is Cyberpunk.
Sure.
Which I'm really starting to love that game now that everything has gone through it. It's been upgraded, and now that I can play it really well on my PC, I'm really loving that game.
Yeah, that game, now that it's fixed, is fucking awesome. It's a great game.
I may or may not have that jacket at some point before this end of this year.
I really like the jacket from the anime more. But I get where you're coming from.
That is true.
I like the yellow. It pops. Pops real good.
Yep. You can get that in game.
Oh yeah, I know. I have it. Let's see. So, hey, how many of y'all like Bloodborne?
So,
boy, howdy.
I think it's cool that it exists.
Alright, so Bloodborne announces maintenance scheduled for PlayStation's 30th anniversary. I love how people want a 4K 60 FPS patch so fucking badly that anytime anything happens to this game at all, it's yeah.
We just want a sequel.
I don't even want a sequel. I literally
too much to ask from Tom. Not too much to ask.
Thank you.
Well, it's Sony.
Somebody's with me on this boat.
Sony is the publisher. Okay. Here's my thing on this. I don't even want a new one. I literally just want it's a 60 FPS version. That's all I want.
That's fair. That's the least that we could get.
I don't even like if you want to upscale it to 4K. Hey, I'm super stoked for that. Great, love it. But like, just give it the proper frame rate it deserves. But yeah, this is basically full-blown conspiracy theory shit. So basically, Bloodborne servers are undergoing maintenance on 12/3/24. The same date was hidden in a recent PlayStation trailer. Is a remake / remaster finally happening? Oh.
Yep.
I think Sony's just causing people to fall into fucking madness. Like,
they are.
Which, hey, that means they're recreating the experience of the game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Viral marketing.
Here's the actual Bloodborne 2.
Why must you hurt me like this?
That's what the game does to you.
By that logic, he's not wrong, but at the same time, you're kind of an asshole, Aaron.
You know, it's what the game does. It's what it's about. It's about suffering and pushing through anyway.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
All right. Well, so great. Bloodborne continues to exist and not be upgraded. That's fine.
Yeah, and all of us fans are pissed. So here we go.
It's more like it continues to exist and not be upgraded or touched, but the slightest hope or chance of it happening causes people to go crazy.
I'm not that big of a fan. I just get upset, and then I go about my day.
Fair enough. Well, next one is a story for you to get upset at. Microsoft confirms Windows 11 update kills Star Wars, Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and other Ubisoft games. They're doing the Lord's work. Good on them.
Why are they doing
this? Good on you, Microsoft. For once, Windows 11 is not just malware that I have to use. It's doing a service.
Here we go.
Here's the thing. What are the other games affected?
There's a list that is checked twice, and you're really edging towards being on the bad side.
Oh, he's been on the other side for a while.
Hey, he's been on that list for years, so relax.
Yeah.
Valhalla was not a bad game. I'm still working at it.
Okay,
I just have ADHD.
So, it's confirmed that Windows 11 is accidentally killing Ubisoft. It's accidental. Is accidentally killing Ubisoft games, of Star Wars Outlaws, AC Valhalla, and more. Microsoft updated its support website to reveal it's placed a temporary block on Windows 11 users with those games installed for that update. Those games might become unresponsive while starting loading or during active gameplay. In some cases, user might receive a black screen. To safeguard your Windows update experience, we've applied compatibility hold on devices with those games installed. These devices will not be offered to install Windows 11 version 2.4H2 via the Windows Update channel releases. Whoo! Okay. This is so funny. I want this to be part of their anti-cheat problem. I'm out here being like kernel. So ever since getting a Steam, like I was already against kernel level anti-cheat because I think it's bullshit. And it's just them being lazy. For those of you who don't know what it is, the kernel is like the heart of your OS, and if a third party gets control of it, they have administrator rights and can fuck up your computer 50 ways from Sunday. And there's a lot of games that have anti-cheat that give kernel-level access, making your computer way less secure. Riot Games does it, EA does it, Ubisoft does it, Call of Duty does it, etc., 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 etc. They shouldn't do that. They should stop being lazy and just find other ways fucking around it. Like they did for ages and ages. But, anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of a funny story. I was like, oh man, they broke one. I'm curious what caused it. Like, what about this update caused it? I know that Microsoft said a while ago that they're considering removing kernel level access from Windows, which would also break a bunch of other shit that I would laugh at because I was like, good, do it, Microsoft, do it. Fucking do it. Mm-hmm. Do it. Break the cycle of poor security. Break all these anti-cheats and also make them viable for Linux while doing so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Windows 11.
Oh, it's... Ugh. I am not, I'm just, waiting for next October to roll around when I have to do the update.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that's, I'm just ugh. Because, it's either I get extorted for $30 to get another year of security updates, or I move to Windows 11 and just suck it up. Or I have an unsecure computer, because it's not going to get security patches. So,
you know. Good. It's good.
Yep. Love it. Love to see it. So... Last news story we have, because it was a thin week, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is $3.50 on Steam.
Yep.
What? Is it really?
It is, yeah. $3.50. So,
piece of history.
At this point, that's actually kind of worth me checking out.
Right.
Yeah. Look, this is This is a desperation move by them. They're like, no one buys this, no one wanted this. It's just another live service game. Fuck it, put it on sale for 95% off. And we'll see what happens.
I've seen, that game is at least $3.50 worth a game.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for any game, unless it's absolute dog shit, to not be worth that much.
Yeah.
I mean, the game does look good. I don't know how it's played. I'll let you know next week. I'm buying it now.
Okay. Appreciate your work.
A+.
You're doing the Lord's work, my friend.
A+ part to at the end of it for the article. I'm probably gonna pass, but that's mostly because I have an active subscription to World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV at the same time, which shakes out to 8.5 Suicide Squads a month.
Yep.
And they're probably 8.5 times better. At least.
At least 8.5 times more content.
I mean...
Okay, so I'm looking at it right now. The base game, yes, is $3.49, but the digital deluxe edition is $4.99.
And that's too much.
Man,
that's too much.
Yeah, that extra $1.50, that $5, I can go buy a better game. Yeah, it's true. The Steam sales are happening. I got Mad Max for $3.
Hell yeah. What's in the deluxe? What do you get?
I was gonna say.
I will let you know here in a second.
Well, I'm just gonna sit here and pout until you do.
Well, fine. Battle Pass tokens redeemable for premium Battle Pass access. Seasons 1 through 4 Battle Passes. How many Battle Passes did they even go through?
2 so far?
It also comes with 3 Notorious weapons, 4 weapon dolls, 1 battle pass token, and 4 color swatches.
Oh yeah,
Does
I
it
got
have any characters? That's what I want to know. If it has more characters, I'll get it.
So here are games that you can get for the same price or less that are far better. I want everyone to know. You can get Battlefield 1 for $2.79.
Ooh.
That's not bad.
That's a really great game. You can get you can get Grice for $3. Let's see.
Yeah.
You can get Doom 2016 for $4. There you go.
That's a great game.
You can get the Mass Effect Legendary Edition for $5. Just like, I love going into the under $5 section during these sales, and you're like, maybe this isn't a good deal. Maybe they just need to give this game away.
Yeah.
You can get City Skylines for $3. You know.
Mm-hmm.
If you're comparing it to the deluxe edition, you can get Battlefield 2042 for $4.79.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looks like all of the Battlefields right now are under $5.
Yeah. You can get Jedi Fallen Order for $4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, brand new graphics card.
You can get Rise the Tomb...
You gotta take advantage of it.
You can get Rise the Tomb Raider for $4.50.
That's still
You
not
can get
bad.
you can get in what, in my opinion, is one of the greatest games of all time, Portal 2 for $2.
That'd be great if I didn't already own it.
You know,
but yeah,
that's gonna be hard to find people who don't know it. But yo, dog. Hey, Uno's pretty sick. I'd rather play Uno than ever play Suicide Squad. Uno is $4.
But it's Ubisoft.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, you're going
That's
Ubisoft to Ubisoft.
This one's a coin toss.
You just openly admitted you would have actually say. You just openly admitted you choose a Ubisoft game.
Yeah, that's the real insult to that game.
Rough.
You can... Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of stuff you can get in the under $5 section on Steam. You get Alan Wake 1 for $3.75.
Nice.
You know, so I'm saying, what I'm saying is, before you waste $3.50 to $5 on this, maybe consider going look at the other games in the under $5 category. You know? Like, you can get Shadow of Mordor, $4.
Is $2.50.
Castlevania Anniversary Collection, $4. Sonic Mania, $5. There you go.
Yep.
Lots of cool games. Dead Space 2, $4.
And if you don't want to spend money, Team Fortress is still free.
It's still free. Just
fantastic.
All right. Okay.
Oh my lord.
That's the news for the week.
So I will be getting it though. I've been interested in the game. Not so like I know how bad it is reviewed, but I want to get it just for the fact that it's a comic book game and I'm a comic book guy.
Sure.
Just gonna say
it's the last game that Kevin Conroy voiced, and just for Kevin Conroy, I have to put some time into it. And I've seen some clips about it. It looks decent enough. And under $5, I think I'm gonna give it a chance and see how it goes. So I'll let you guys next week. No.
Yeah, I heard it's a pretty standard live service shooter, is basically what I understand. Yeah. So yeah.
You know what wasn't just a subpar standard live game?
What?
Marvel Avengers.
Had to fit it in once a week.
Once a week, I'm going until I get that platinum. Which, by the way, I only one away. I am
one away.
His suffering is soon over.
It is not suffering. In fact, actually, that way you don't have to deal with this when we get into what we played.
I mean, we're in what we've been playing, so
PC, this week. So, and I did start it up, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna do it again.
That game could have been more.
It is in my heart, and that's all that matters.
That game, yeah, that game had a lot of potential. That game had a lot of potential and a lot of cool ideas that it did not get to live up to.
Nope.
Which, speaking of, if you guys ever want to re-download it and play with it,
you know, we were talking about like another Marvel game coming up here. So like even in terms of Marvel stuff, there's something else.
True. Never mind. Yeah. Yes, we'll talk about that.
I'm good, bro. I put 50 hours into that game. And then we ended up in because I don't know what the console version was like at launch, but the PC version we were having a really fun time, but it was very glitchy. We had Captain America T-posing. Ray quit playing the game because the game just wiped his save. It was just like, nope, no save don't work no more. Start over.
So, do you want to guess how many hours I have in on it on the PlayStation?
200.
Close, but too high.
150.
157.
Jesus. Oh, lordy.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that they needed to add more enemies, which they never really did. They needed to that game is like one of those lost potential games I look back at. Yep. Like I look back at that game as like this is just lost potential, the game.
More bosses, more varied areas, and like a lot of there were a number of their heroes that they added early on that were just like, here's a character that you already have, but slightly different. Like, okay, you can't do this.
I will never argue with the criticism of that game. Absolutely won't. But I mean, for what it was, if they just took the live service out of it,
I don't even think that's the problem. I think the problem is they just didn't support it well. Like,
right. Up with something like it worked for what it was. Like the different currencies to upgrade your guy and all that. Like, yes, that adds to the exhaustion of live service.
Oh yeah,
but they did it well. They did it well enough. It's just that when it came to, all right, we need to keep people interested. Here's what we got. Oh, it's more of this. Okay.
Right. Yeah, and the enemies did overstay their welcome. But like the roadmap that they were talking about and all the extra heroes, like War Machine was supposed to come in. Granted, that's another Iron Man. Yep. Scarlet Witch was supposed to be a hero. So like they could have done so much.
We talked about that game for years because we really liked the premise and the setup. Like, it's just cool. I'm gonna go fight Abomination or Taskmaster or this big robot. Yep. I'm gonna fight these same dudes I've been fighting over and over and over again. And they and then the heroes, like, we're gonna release reskins of other heroes. You wanna know what? We have Thor. You wanna know what we need to add? Lady Thor. We got Hawkeye. You know what we need to add? Lady Hawkeye. We got Captain America. You know what we need to add? Another super soldier. It's like, bro, Doctor Strange is right fucking there.
I have no problems with those characters, but when you're trying to generate interest in the game, especially, as you're building it, forward, you need to keep it varied, and maybe that was just too much work for them. I don't know.
Actually, to be honest, about the enemies though, they really do fight the same people over and over in the comics, in the TV shows, in the movies. It is always the same enemies.
Except that even that had an expanded roster.
Well, yeah, and they could have definitely went with Hydra agents at one point when they introduced the Winter Soldier. When they did Hawkeyes, they could have done like street level gangs. from New York. I know, but at the same time, I mean, like every time I watch a Marvel cartoon, it's always the same yellow guys running around that they're beating up.
The grunts I actually don't have much of a problem with. Like I thought the combat with them, they made that fun, and they did have different types. It's just that it kept happening in the same hallway that always turned the same kind of way. And it's like, oof.
And then, like I said, it's the same 3 bosses almost every single time.
And then it's the bosses, right?
Like, it's the same 3 bosses almost every single time. Taskmaster,
Maestro,
giant robot.
Taskmaster, yeah.
Yeah, like it's like they needed more bosses, more bigger enemy variety. Yeah,
more cowbell, damn it.
Yes, more cowbell. You know, but yeah, they needed a lot, and they just didn't. They just were like, nah.
Which is a shame, because for Crystal Dynamics, they made a great single player, and then they were told to do live service, which they hadn't done, and they actually kind of did it. It's just they did not know how to go forward, or couldn't go forward, you know, with what resources they had. I don't know.
I think it's more of the fact that I don't think they were ready for that and didn't know how, because like when you play it now, the live service events that automatically re-roll every like week, well, actually they don't even do it like on a weekly basis. It's like if you physically change the time and date for the game in order to access certain content, you're stuck with the same event for like a month. And that, if I remember correctly, that's what it was when the game came out.
Right.
And I get as they rolled forward, you know, but they never sped up the clock or anything with that. It should have been like, okay, so this week we have the Red Room. Next week we have Corrupted Vibranium. No, you're stuck for like a month and a half. I don't know the exact time frame for each live event, but yeah, I don't think they understood or knew what they were doing.
They got consultation from Bungie on how to do this.
That might have been the case. I'm not sure.
That might have been what went wrong.
Could have sworn I read that, but yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, around that time, Bungie was also having issues with their live service.
Yes, which is, you know. So.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Well, somebody just posted pineapple on pizza in the chat. Ew. Fucking ew.
Well, I know what not
Emily,
to
are you a
offer
pineapple on
you,
pizza
Bronson.
My mom was.
Okay. What about
Like,
you?
my mom was really big on Hawaiian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sadly, my mother is no longer with us.
Oh.
So
I know that
sorry.
feel, but with my dad. So
I have
get
done pineapple on pizza a few times. I see the appeal.
It's gross.
Not my favorite.
Super
you
gross.
see the appeal, but it's not your favorite. You don't usually get someone who's in the middle on pineapple on pizza.
So gross.
Still better than anchovies.
No.
Thank you.
No, it's not.
Thank you.
No.
Wow, you're the first person I've ever met that actually. Wow.
I don't like anchovies. I don't like anchovies either. But if you tell me anchovy pizza or pineapple pizza, I'll tell you anchovies. They're both awful.
My God.
They're both awful.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They're both horrible. They ruin pizza.
I say pineapple.
Damn it, Ninja! Why do you got to do this? You do this every time.
No, like
oh God.
I love being good pizza. Don't get me wrong. Pizza's delicious. It's
yes.
But no, pineapple pizza no, anchovy pizza no. So my go-to for the best pizza place in Reno is Boulevard, and what I do is extra sauce, salami, and olives. That's my go-to.
My go-to in Reno is Blind Onion.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend's favorite
honey
place.
on pizza.
You love what on pizza?
Honey.
My problem with Blind Onion is the crust is too thick. Too bready.
I don't think I've ever had an issue with the bread.
I am not a fan of a bready pizza crust, is the problem.
I do know that the 3 Blind Onions in Reno, each of them does their own type of bread.
Yeah, but it is all the same. That where it's like you got that thick crust roll at the end, and then it's a very bready pizza. I last pizza I had was prosciutto and arugula with cream. That's interesting. That's unique.
I'll put some cream on your sauce.
Jesus Christ.
Pineapple cream.
Lord.
Right.
Just out of like a tube.
Alright, so, anyway, so, Marvel's Avengers, you're chipping away at that platinum, you got one to go?
Yes, it's actually just the raids. So, like, it could literally pop at any point when I was heavily getting through the game. I was going through, getting the loots and whatnot, and then I realized, oh, I can just, I was doing like 10 maybe like 10 raids a day. So, but I slowed down around like 23 or 4. So, at any point, I'm probably going to hit that, and I'll be essentially done with it. But I'm still enjoying it. It's still fun.
I mean, we had a lot of fun with the game. It's just it fucking fell apart for us.
I mean, I've talked a couple people into getting it and joining me, so there's that.
There you go. So, hey, give us an quick update on the Dreamlight Valley. We'll do the live service run here.
So they came out with a new expansion a couple weeks ago. I wanted to talk about it last week, but I wasn't here, which sucked.
Well, we didn't really get to do what we were planning last week because it was too damn long anyway.
Yeah, because that was too damn long.
Yeah.
So with this, it has new characters with Merida from Brave, Flynn Rider from Tangled, new villains, Hades from Hercules, and Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty.
Nice.
So I'm pretty pumped right now because these two are the most iconic villains in Disney history. New setting, so it's kind of like this weird void scenario, but it's more fall. So it's like golden brown leaves and big trees and all this stuff. And it's cute. It's fun. It's cozy. New critters to have as your companions. New place to explore.
And what is it based on? What Disney property is this?
The storybook Veil isn't based on any sort of Disney property.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's just more characters from various Disney properties that are in this new area.
Gotcha. Did they have a
one spot? One spot is based on Hercules because it has the Greek columns and all that.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Pantheon.
The Pantheon. Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
I think that's the most interested I've ever been in this game because you just listed off some of my favorite characters.
And as you like play through the base game, you have all of these different characters to meet and have as your friends. Stitch, Merlin from Sword in the Stone, Beauty, Belle and Beast, Mike and Sully, Mulan and Mushu for a recent update. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So, yeah. So, all right. Looks interesting. Lucy, you prestiged a third time, I understand.
Yes.
I mean, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead first.
You get to try those new maps. I actually did get to try them finally, and they're pretty good.
You finally got one?
Yeah.
I still haven't gotten one.
So I'll show you where you. So you need to select a specific playlist to get them. But yeah, I finally got to try them, and they're actually pretty good.
Okay. Right,
I really like the one with the big tower and the helipad. But go ahead.
So I mean, I've basically been trying out directed zombies. The thing about directed mode is it like holds your hand, walks you through how to get to the final boss. So you can eventually do it on your own in non-directed, which is just regular zombies, level after level. It locks on 15. You cannot go past level 15. And if you don't meet certain requirements, the level won't progress. So you could do level 3 for a few hours. And what we've been using it, and it's probably what a lot of people have been using, is we've been using it to grind out camos, weapons, and just levels. So you could do it that way. It's been a lot of fun. It's been fun showing a couple people. Here's one thing that I've realized with normal COD players is they cannot read or follow directions. Because every time we forget to just close off the matchmaking to other people, we get people coming over the radio. What the fuck are you doing? What I don't know. And then going around trying to figure things out. And I'm like, it's right there on the side of the screen. Just read that. Read. And then it's like, why are you playing this if you're not going to do it the way it's intended? I mean, granted, sometimes we don't. We refuse to buy everything, especially when somebody's being quote unquote dick about everything. So we make him buy everything. And we just sit there and have fun.
All right. Well, sounds like Call of Duty keeps going. I occasionally will log on for a night and hop on the multiplayer. Last live service game on the list is I forgot to put it on mine, but I played a little more WoW. I am inching ever closer to KSM. If I just buckle down for a weekend, I'll have it, and then be done with WoW till 11.1. Unless I want to do other stuff for fun, real now we can play the game moment. And then okay, so that's all live service. Aaron, you and I played some Space Marine 2 finally.
We did.
That game is dope. That game is real sick.
It's a fun time. We don't get a lot of games like that anymore.
It's like not the best game in the world. Like I would not it's very much a 3 out of 5 game, but the presentation makes what is a very kind of a simple game turn into something that's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like it engages the monkey brain neuron when you're just in a giant swarm of bugs just hacking away with your fucking lightning greatsword, and then brother.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick as hell. And some of the visual set pieces we've gotten to see have been, goddamn.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful, very beautiful, and they catch me looking around at things, like, oh right, I'm being attacked. Okay, I should pay attention. Okay.
No, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, no, I was having a good time with the game. Again, there are definitely moments where I'm like, I wish they leaned more into Gears of War. I know why they don't, but I think the gameplay could improve a little bit if they just did a little more. Or maybe they shouldn't do that. Maybe I just need Gears of War.
Maybe we just need a new Gears of War. I agree with that.
Yeah. I think this is great for people who are fans of Warhammer 40K. I think that's a great entry.
I've been having a lot of fun with it. I didn't enjoy the multiplayer. I messed around with the versus multiplayer a little bit. It was fine. Looking forward to finishing the main campaign, then hopping into co-op with you and Anthony. The game was sick. It's a fun time. I do think that I agree with Anthony though that the enemies are getting a little repetitive. We're a little bit over the halfway point of the campaign, and I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's just it's starting to get tiresome. Apparently the co-op fixes that a bit. I did like that one boss we got to fight towards the middle, before we called it a night, where it was just we're just hacking him with fucking great swords, throwing grenades at him, and the health bar is just taken out in chunks. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so Space Marine 2, if you want a sick co-op game, definitely pick it up. So it is. I'd say a solo, it's just all right, but like as a co-op game, it's fucking sick.
It's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah. Come to the chat. The wife was watching me grind camos. Got some more gold weapons, and oh, Jesus Christ! I have a gold weapon, and I was content. I was like, I'm good.
I got my knife that's gold.
So we have a review of this on the channel. Anthony did a Frostpunk 2 review, and apparently after discussing it at Thanksgiving, it got you interested enough to give it a shot, Lucy. What's going on with Frostpunk 2?
Actually, I actually tried it after our last podcast.
Okay, yeah.
I have Game Pass until January because I just bought 3 months just to give Call of Duty a try, and well, we know that it wound up making me buy it because it was worth it, and they've got Frostpunk on there. I will be trying Age of Mythology because that seems like a lot of my jam because I like the strategy games.
I'm
management games.
I'm looking forward to Indiana Jones, which I believe comes out on Tuesday. I want to say.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing some clips about that, and it looks pretty. I'm gonna give that a try too.
Yeah.
But as far as Frostpunk 2, I loved it. There's a lot of underlining things that they don't tell you, don't really explain. So there's a lot of head scratching for most of it. So I'm gonna have to do some prep work for it next time I pop into it. But oh my god, these people are so hard to manage. I've got kids causing crime. All right. Their suggestion, put them to work. I put them to work. Oh, our kids are dying in the work. What am I supposed to do? Oh, we're freezing. It's fucking cold. What do you want me to do about it? I'm trying. The furnace is on. Everything looks adequate. You're still complaining.
Lucy is the let them eat cake ruler.
I stopped doing that at one point. I'm like, Jesus. All right, you know what? You complain about me doing this. All right, I'm going to do it this way. And then they complain even more. Doesn't matter what I do. So
send the children to the mines. That's where they belong.
They desire the mines, or whatever that quote from the Minecraft is.
I think it's they yearn for the mines.
Yearn for the mines, yeah. I mean, it's a fun, decent game. Politics is annoying. Like every time, like I'm trying to get a vote for something, I have to do a little something for somebody, and then that always backfires. But it's at least I always get my votes in. Like the first vote was, oh, we should vote to see if this guy that's in charge of us should be in charge of us. And I'm like, there's seriously a way to lose this and just immediately lose the game? Like, I haven't even done anything yet.
I see, hearing all this, hearing you guys discuss it, and then like hearing my girlfriend discuss it and seeing the review, I'm like, I have it installed. I'm just typically not a fan of that kind of game. So yeah. It seems cool. I know that my girlfriend heard you guys talking about your struggles, and she's like, weird, I never have a problem keeping my citizens happy.
Well, maybe I'll have to get some tips from her, because I was like, how do I just turn the furnace off and just watch? Can I do that? No, can't do that. I mean, it was fun. I'll be doing it more. It was I had fun for what it's worth. I enjoy management games.
I enjoy Civ. I enjoy Civ a lot.
We should play sometime. I've wanted to play like a Civ game with other people. I've only played it with Psycho Ninja once, and I accidentally messed up in the settings, so we were on a team, so we took out over everybody. And then we bombed Geneva, so that's how we usually go out.
I'm just reminded of you saying that. Just makes me think of springtime for Hitler. So it makes me think of.
Sure.
Well, I've done it so many times with Gandhi. It is not even funny. Like it's no longer funny at this point. But yeah, no. Every time I'm like, oh, Geneva's on the map. I guess I know how we're celebrating our domination victory.
So the last time I did a Civ game, I wanted to be peaceful, but I got positioned next. I think it was Montezuma, and he was a giant dick to me. So
that'll happen.
I took him over, and then the same thing happened with Queen Elizabeth, and then Genghis Khan started that shit. But what I did instead for him is I spawned the world and just everyone's in random places. So I had basically Russia, and then I pushed all the way to North Africa and Western Europe. And then Genghis Khan had that and the UK. And I literally left him with the smallest patch of island off the coast of the UK. And I just left him there, and he kept yelling at me about, like, I need to be able to trade, I need to be able to do things. You shouldn't have fucking attacked my borders. Fuck
Consequences,
off.
my guy. Consequences. Yeah. My favorite tactic when I deal with somebody I don't like, or that's like pushed me a little too far and has annoyed me, is I'll take over every area around them and just keep them in the middle of my territory.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I got him down to the smallest little island, so he can't, like, he needs my permission to get on a boat. He needs my permission to do fucking anything. Yeah, no, and I just keep telling him no. Genghis Khan, you have doomed your people.
Yeah. Or if you ever play with mods, beware of Batman. He's a dick. He's an absolute fucking dick. He talks down to everything you do. Doesn't matter if you have better technology, he takes it as a threat. If you're more diplomatic, he takes it as a threat. Like, there's nothing you can do to keep Gotham happy. Like, I was playing as Darth Revan. I'm just peaceful. I'm not messing with anyone. I'm just trying, and he just fucking attacks me for no reason. And then I'm just like down to like one city. So it took me forever just to grow. So yeah, be aware of those modded characters. I would not have won if it wasn't for Captain America backing me up.
I did not. I have not done any mods. I did end up nuking a large section of North Africa because they also declared war, and I was.
They do that.
Yeah, and so I was just like, all right, well, I got these nukes, and I want to test them. I want to see what they look like. And so yeah, no, like the northwestern portion of the continent of Africa is just a nuclear pit in the ground. So that I also happen to own. So yeah. Anyway, so that's Frostpunk. I think this is gonna be the week I finally give it a shot.
Quick. Something I completely forgot to mention about Call of Duty. We're getting the castle very soon. The new zombies map.
Cool.
And I did I'll like put on videos in the background while I'm doing some work. And apparently they've kept the I'm sure everyone's aware of like the storyline of zombies is all connected.
Yep.
All right.
I'm aware of that. I don't know what it is. I'm aware of its existence.
It is a pain in the ass to keep track of. It is more convoluted than the Aliens storyline, or trying to explain how Aliens versus Predators fits into the storyline. But apparently this one's connected to Black Ops 3, one of their maps, which has gone on for 4 years, and up until this week, no one's been able to solve a certain Easter egg from that one. And once they solved it this past week, it actually directly connects to this upcoming map.
Huh.
So I'm not sure. Like they probably do a way better job of remembering to connect all their storylines than Marvel does or anyone else does.
Well, you know, I think that the zombies community is very dedicated, and that's probably who they're playing to. Anyway, moving on from COD, I got real deep into Balatro before bed almost every night this week. It has become my routine. I now play the Balatros. The poker speaks to me.
Clearly.
You know, man, that game is addictive as shit. Like, I don't consider it to be amazing. Like, I'm not having it as a game of the year nom. It'll probably be in my top 10 list. But goddamn, it is just addictive as hell. They'll just you'll get a run that's amazing, and you'll be like, fuck yeah. And then, you'll crash out, and then you'll get a run that's like, God, that fucking sucked! I need to go again! I had a run where I lost on, the 6th hand. It was just yeah, you need to clear this, insane thing in one hand, and it's just fuck. So, yeah, no. Big fan of that game. It's been a lot of fun. I think anyone can enjoy it as long as you understand the basics of poker. Right. So, hold on. Comment in the chat. I'm sorry. I can't keep up with Call of Duty games anymore. Is Modern Warfare 2 still the best single-player campaign? Probably. I personally enjoy COD 4 the most, but yeah, it's still up there for sure. He also says, I hear so much great stuff about Balatro. Still, does that game really deserve Game of the Year? I don't want to sound harsh. When years later, when people look towards 2024, will Balatro be remembered as the best game of the year? I think for some people, yeah. I know that Duncan's been playing it nonstop. Nonstop, since it came out. I think it's one of those games, it's kind of one of those indie darlings that took everyone by storm. I think that a lot of people go oh, this game is super simple, but the game is super simple and people still keep playing it over and over and over and still are treating it like it's a game of the year. So something like Journey did back from, yeah, I would say that's a very comparable thing in terms of scale and scope. Is here's
I hear, yeah.
It's a matter of Journey was a one-time experience that was 3 hours. This is, we took poker and turned it into an addictive as shit roguelike. So, that's that.
And thinking about it, because I've had a couple of friends oh, I want to get into gaming. I had to take time off of work because of an injury. Would you suggest asking me because I'm a gamer friend, and one of my friends was you know what, yeah, just get a PlayStation, get PlayStation Plus, play with a few of the indie games. Oh, what's an indie game? Then I have to explain that, and I was well, I don't know which one would be good. All right, start with Journey. Journey is a very easy to comprehend game, and I've personally never actually gone through all of Journey, but the fact that it's still relevant to actually suggest today says a lot. So Balatro might actually turn into that, and I could see that based off of everyone's passion for it.
I think that I think that looking at Balatro it's very easy to pick up and to play, but it's hard to master. It's wildly addictive. It's a ton of fun, and it just, every time that I think I've progressed to a point in Balatro where yeah, I know what's going on, new stuff gets revealed to me, and that's been really cool. And different strategies get revealed to me with the different jokers that you'll unlock, or the different tarot cards you'll unlock, and the different celestial cards you'll unlock. You know, I did a run because the Jokers and the Celestials I got, it was based all around pair and 2-pair. That's the only hand I was going for, is just pair or 2-pair, because I was getting like 10 times multipliers on chips and everything for every pair I played. You know. Squaresoft says, yeah, I can see that. I can see Balatro still being remembered 10 to 20 years later among the other indie darlings like Journey, Hollow Knight, and Tunic. Right, exactly. Like, I think that it's in that same vein, and I would put it as a game that anyone can pick up and play, as long as they have some familiarity with a poker deck. Same thing, you know, it's just like I can recommend, you know, Journey to most people, or Portal to most people. Like, it's, yeah. Anyway, yeah, but I've been trucking along that game, and it's fucking fantastic. It's super good. I highly recommend Balatro now.
Is that on Game Pass by any chance?
No. Yeah. Squaresoft in the chat says, because next year the game that'll be remembered the most will be GTA 6. So 2025
God, yes.
is for GTA 6. Yes, the whole year. It's just GTA 6. That's the only thing. I'm sure there will be some...
Is going to come out next year?
I mean, there's always one indie darling every year that does really well. I think last year for me that was Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars was genuinely really great. Another indie darling that is on Game Pass this year though is another Crab's Treasure. That game's fucking...
Oh, right, yeah.
That game was pretty cool, so... yeah, last game I put time into was Metaphor Refantasio. Yes, it's kind of like a Souls-like, but I'd say it's like more for kids. Like, it's definitely not nearly as hard as a traditional Souls game. But yes, it's very humorous, looks great, and I had a blast with it. Yeah, no, but yeah, so last game I played was Metaphor Refantasio. That game is... It makes me want them to apply the Persona formula to more genres. Is what it does. Because playing this game has made me really appreciate and love the shit out of it. Just, like, I've gotten through the first major dungeon and I'm on my way to the second. And I love it. Its writing is great. Its storytelling is great. Like, the way that they set up this world that is, like, very much... Your lot in life is determined by your race and your tribe, essentially. And playing with the different politics of that has been super interesting. Especially because your character is one of the lower tiers. So just, like... You will have people almost everywhere you go be out of pocket as shit racist to you.
Damn.
Yeah, because you're a fucking Elda. Goddamn pointy-eared scum.
Looks amazing. Lives forever.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder people don't like me.
So yeah. Yeah, so I think that and like you're getting different storylines regarding that kind of thing, and it still does the social link thing with different characters in your party in the outside world. It still does the like statistics thing with like in this time instead of like courage, etc., it's like more nobility based, but still just basically the same substats. Your personas are the same. Yeah, it's basically like it's not a Persona game, but it's basically a Persona game. I would say the dungeon environments are a lot more varied than the last two Personas, at least, though. Comment in the chat: would be cool if Metaphor would win Game of the Year, so it will motivate other developers to make new IPs, even if they're technically not Persona name game. Like, I love when developers make spiritual successors to their legendary franchises, so new IP names. Yeah, I think that taking concepts from other franchises for new franchises for one reason or another is great when it's done well. I think that this is one of the few cases where it's actually done well. And it's by the same publisher anyway. Sorry, whatever.
Right. I said that's fantastic. It sounds great.
Yeah, I think that if you're someone who's ever enjoyed Persona, you would enjoy the living shit out of this game. It's super good. In fact, I actually think in some ways it's better than Persona because it's a little darker. It has that like Game of Thronesy edge to it for fantasy. Like, I'm not sure if it's the opening cutscene or one of the early cutscenes. You see a dude just get executed in the gallows.
Oh, that's Oof.
Yep, just fucking, yep, just opening cutscene, just like, yep.
So a failed version of Skyrim.
Let's see. Like, let's comment in the chat. Like, let's say if Nintendo makes an epic new adventure game, it isn't associated with Zelda. That would be awesome. It would be. I think that'd be very cool. I think Nintendo does take more shots than a lot of developers. I think that Nintendo also is a lot more willing to play with their IP in interesting ways. I think that when you like look at the last Zelda before Breath of the Wild, and then you look at Breath of the Wild, those are almost entirely different games other than some characters, and that's about it. They play differently, they move differently, they look differently. Like, I don't, just same thing Mario. Like, you play Mario Wonder and you play like Mario Odyssey. Those are very different animals.
Mm-hmm.
So, right. Like, I want developers. I would love developers and publishers to take more chances with stuff they already, that they already have. Like, I think like what Resident Evil did, where with Resident Evil 7 and 8, where they did first person and like really doubled down on that and did something fresh was a great idea. I don't know how long the Persona formula will be fresh, because to me it is still fairly fresh in my mind, but those games are also old. But I also know that those games did not pop off in the larger space until 5. Let's see. Comment in the chat. Like, I understand it's difficult to create new original creative ideas. I get that. Still make new games inspired by their other franchises. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. And I think that the indie space is also a good place to look for that, though. Like, I think that, you go and you play Tunic, you brought up. It's like, yeah, this is great Zelda with a little bit of Souls thrown in. This game's cool. It's a really cool game. I think when you play, there's tons of Metroidvanias. Throw a rock, and you'll find plenty of good Metroidvanias. Your Bloodstained, stuff like that. So yeah, no, those are, yeah, like Blast. Sure, that's another good one. Like So yeah, I think that one thing that I have a problem with the current industry in regards to AAA development, and I think it's why Metaphor gets away with it, because it's a AA game that just happens to have AAA production values in a lot of ways, is they're very risk averse, and you're going to see a lot of the same gameplay mechanics and same everything mechanics because they don't want to take chances on new stuff, or if they do, it has to have something huge behind it. And that's the problem you run into, and that's why you're going to see until budgets start to deflate, then you're going to have that as a problem. And the way you solve it is the thing that Aaron's brought up before, which is you look into the indie space for those fresh ideas, like Balatro.
Right.
Back to the original point.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's see. True. I think people nowadays are more into cinematic storytelling characters, so they don't mind if the gameplay formula is the same. I think that Sony proves that entirely. I think when you look at the Sony lineup, a lot of those games play differently, but they very much feel the same. Like, you have that very tight, over-the-shoulder camera, and it has these like very specific cutscenes set up and whatnot. Like, you look at Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon, Last of Us, kind of all of them fall into the same style of thing there. You know, it's so polished and so well done that you don't notice as much. And at least I don't as much. And I think that's why you end up with that. And I do think that the storytelling and characters and things of that nature are why people aren't as focused on as much on fresh gameplay ideas. I've had that conversation with Anthony. He primarily plays games for world and story. You know, and like is not interested as much in the mechanics of the game. Versus like I am the opposite. Story is near the bottom of my priority list. So it's like you know, I've said this about multiple games. I've said this about The Witcher. I've said this about most Western RPGs. You can have the most amazing story in the world, but if your core gameplay formula doesn't feel good, or is fun to me, or is interesting, I don't care. It's why I don't like The Witcher. I don't think the combat in The Witcher is good. It's fucking bad. You know, I don't find... it's the same reason I have never really gotten into a Bethesda game after Oblivion, is I think that the core gameplay loop for those games is bad.
Sure.
You know, like, what's another one game that kind of fits that bill? Like, the Ubisoft games in a big way that I've kind of ragged on before. You know, where, like, I think that those games do have good stories in a lot of cases, but I can't be asked because I don't find their core gameplay loop good anymore. Come in the chat. There are some games out there that are stuck with worse gameplay that have memorable stories, like Drakengard 3, to name one. I mean, that's an older one, but yes. You know, I think so. Yeah, I think that in many cases, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, is kind of in that category where that game's story is pretty damn good, and its presentation is amazing, but it's just super padded. Yeah, although the game was an animated show like Arcane, people would love it. Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's what is kind of. And that's exactly why I actually get more annoyed with games that do this narrative thing. Because it's like, dude, you could have just made this a TV show. Like, you could have just made this a really good TV show, a really good animated TV show or movie. But you've added, like, but you've added very bland gameplay on top. And yeah. So... let's see. Yeah, they won't bother with that game because the gameplay... Yeah, and I understand that, though. Because, I understand that. Because if the gameplay is not good, for me at least, it's really hard to enjoy even a great narrative. I think The Witcher 3 is a fantastic story. I think that is a fantastic story. It is one of the better video game stories. The side quests also have a lot of that good stuff in it. The gameplay in that game pisses me off to no end. Same thing with the original Dragon Age. Like, that's why I quit halfway through the original Dragon Age. I was enthralled by the story. I thought it was a great story. But I got halfway through it and I'm like, dude, I can't. Fuck this. I'm done. I can't. I just don't have the wherewithal for it. And that's where, yeah. That's kind of where that is for me. Is like I think, you know, I am always a gameplay kind of first. True. That's why I understand why Sony plays it safe with their gameplay formulas. Yeah, totally, absolutely. It's just like I miss the Sony that also used to take chances and make weird shit like Parappa the Rapper, or like would, you know, do Resistance, which is this alternate history weird type thing, versus like, you know, and to be fair, their safe formulas are the best. You know, like if Ubisoft was doing this at this level of quality, I'd probably be less mad at them all the time. Their PC launchers are still terrible, but that's a different thing entirely. Yeah. Yeah. I also get more mad at games that have good stories but are padded. Like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I brought it up earlier. It's like, that is a 60-hour game. If you do a lot of the side content, that could have been a 30-hour game, and it would have been better for it. What about God of War Ragnarok? Yeah, it definitely does have padding in it. I agree. I think that there are sections of that story, particularly with Atreus, that are not great. It was my game of the year it came out, but like, I completely agree with you that story has some padding that is annoying. It's not nearly as annoying as the Final Fantasy padding, though. I agree. I think pacing is one of the most important things in any media. 100%. Yeah, also agree with that. Resident Evil 4 is paced perfectly. I think the end is a little wonky, but you're at the end, so who the fuck cares? Yeah. Yeah.
Nope, I disagree.
You disagree that God of War Ragnarok has bad pacing?
I do, yes. I think that the Atreus stuff on the second end actually was way better off than the first.
The second game or the
exploring him as second game.
Yeah, okay.
I really feel like what they're planning to do, and if rumors are correct, Kratos is definitely coming back. Different pantheon for sure, but Atreus is most likely going to stay behind, and they're going to give him a solo game.
I don't think all of God of War Ragnarok's pacing is bad. I think particularly and I think the stuff where he's in Asgard is fantastic. The part of where that game's pacing for me was wonky is I felt the end was a little rushed. I felt the ending of it was rushed. Like, it's just like, okay, we're at Ragnarok now. We're gonna go through that in like an hour. And then I think the other part of it is it's that first section with the girl, and I'm like, this is taking.
Androbota.
Yes, this is taking forever. Yes, Resident Evil 4 is, like I said, other than I feel the island part is a little too long, it is almost perfect pacing. Sorry, go ahead.
As far as his backstory, well, more of his, not really backstory, it's like a futuristic backstory because of the time shift that they do. They alter Loki's timeline throughout everything, which is Atreus.
Yeah.
And they exploit, like, it was I thought it was actually pretty well done, because then you find out the origins of Jormungandr, which is the snake that he put the soul into.
Right, like, I understand that. It's just that, like, I felt the hour-long riding, I think it was an elephant. Like, it was where you're wading through on a giant animal, of just them talking and walking around slowly, and talking and walking around slowly, and occasionally some okay combat section. Well, it was just like, Jesus fucking Christ, please, you could have told this all to me significantly faster and not made me walk slowly through this water on this creature. And
oh, no. Go ahead. Sorry.
You know, and I get that might not bother some people. I understand that. I am, like I said, I'm very, you know, I am very picky when it comes to pacing. Pacing is one of the most important things to me in a game, and that was a real pacing breaker. Comment in the chat before we
get it.
Yeah, sorry, go
ahead.
I also don't want to criticize. So go ahead, Lucy, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think what it comes down to, like, because I see your point is very valid in it. And I think it was because I was so swept up with the story itself that I was like, ooh, cool. You know, I will love this transition into it. And for a lot of Kratos is, you know, he's just combat. So it was nice to have those like slower sections where it was just exposition and a little bit of, oh, cool. You know, Atreus has come into his own. He's getting his own combat. He's potentially going to get his own story into it. And And not to mention the lore itself is just so full when it comes down to God of War, because you've got Greek mythology intersecting with Norse mythology, and all of it's just right there. So their interpretations just had me enthralled. But if you're not in for that, I could see your point.
I was in for parts of it. Like, I loved the story of that game by the end of it, but like, I was very much. I've always been a lot more interested in Kratos' story than Atreus's, and they built up Atreus in a very interesting way in that game. It's just that that particular section was way too goddamn long. I felt it was way too fucking long. Could have been summed up way quicker. I felt that, like, I understand why they built it the way they did because of the, and it's been 2 years since I played the game because I played it at release. I feel that, like, that section, you could have trimmed down a third of it and it would have benefited a lot. Comment in the chat. Well, I also don't want to criticize God of War Ragnarok a lot, just wanting to name, like, there's so many games out there, is like, I don't want to replay because of that part. Well, I can play RE4 so many times without getting bored, whilst the others, you have to be in the right mood to replay, because, again, thinking about, oh no, these parts will enter the game, and first experience, you slog through these moments. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, there's very few games that from start to finish are completely enjoyable experiences, in my mind. Like, Persona 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. I fucking hate the military-based dungeon. It's so fucking annoying. You know, and then same thing with Persona 5. Like, I love Persona 5, and yeah, I think Persona 5 is nearly perfect. The spaceship dungeon is a fucking nightmare. It is one of the worst things in the world with the fucking teleporter puzzle, and it's horrible. So yeah, I mean, pacing is a big part of my problem. Like, I think Final Fantasy XIV has an amazing story that is very bad, poorly paced. Another example. So anyway, we have one last game to get to. Hey, M. Star Wars Outlaws, what's up? Well, you're making progress. You're working your way through Outlaws. Where are you at? What's going on?
I actually just jumped back into the game after playing Astrobot for like 2 months.
Did you get the plat yet? You working on that platinum?
No.
Damn it.
Still working on that platinum.
Okay. All right.
But there was a big ass patch that came out for Outlaws.
Oh, okay.
No more forced stealth, because that was the big complaint from the
That's
fans.
right.
So thank the gods they actually listened to us. I've updated my speeder. I got a new slicer, and I'm gonna continue the story in a little bit.
All right.
Cool.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right. So, yeah. All right. Are you enjoying it? Like, it. My biggest question about that and why I haven't gotten to try it yet, or even bother to look at it, is, like, is it another standard open world game or without towers? Because I remember you saying the other show, like, still doing the tower thing, huh? So no, but or is it something else?
I mean, I'm having good. So I'm also a big Star Wars nerd. So yeah.
Okay, so in my case, it's probably no, because
It's probably not going to be one that you're going to play. So.
I mean, because yeah, I used to love Star Wars. I used to love Star Wars a lot, man. Star Wars was one of my favorite things, and they killed the love in my heart. They stabbed it in the heart. They stabbed it, and they just watched it die because there was too much of it.
That was graphic.
Yep. I hope the new TV show. Let's see. I hope the new TV show will be amazing. The one with Goonies in space. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Skeleton Crew.
Oh, okay.
Skeleton Crew. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's Star Wars Outlaws. All right. Lucy, what is Shell Shock Live?
It's just like a 2D. Do you know Worms? The combat
Yeah, I know
game
Worms. Yeah, I know Worms.
where you can fight your friends and you just throw ridiculous weapons at each other. It's a tank version of that, but it's more like neon and stuff. You can shoot goats, cats, the moon, and call in artillery strikes. I played that during my 4th annual Thanksgiving stream. Every Thanksgiving, I play tank themed games.
That's an
like
interesting
Bees
hook.
Bees talked me into playing World of Tanks instead, and that wound up being a flop. We should have just played War Thunder. I spent like 5 minutes shooting at a tank, and I'm like, God, in War Thunder, I would have gotten this shot off sooner. Like, it takes 3 to kill somebody, maybe 1. Definitely takes 1 to kill me. Because like I'm so like, because like War Thunder, you have to memorize where to strategically hit the tank. Well, in World of Tanks, it's too arcadey for my liking because you're just like nailing this tank repeatedly, and you're just like, okay, all right. I mean, Call of Duty's faster than this.
Fair. Real quick, last minute news story I forgot to mention. Steam sales are going on. And there are 5 12 gig LCD Steam Decks available on sale for $336. So if you're looking to join the Steam Deck life and you don't mind taking the hit on the OLED screen and the battery, there you go. Save yourself a bunch of money, get yourself a cool deck.
Cool.
So yeah,
Who doesn't like having a cool deck?
I love my deck. Played with my deck last night.
We built one just recently.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We sanded and stained it too.
Nice.
I've done that. That's a lot of work. We didn't have a power sander, so we had to use sandpaper. Fucking, you ever sandpaper sand a whole deck down? Ugh.
Just handling sandpaper can be rough.
Ha ha ha. All right.
And with that,
let's see. Well, no, we got a comment. Love my Steam Deck is awesome to have some Steam games on the go. It's great, dude. I refuse to buy a game on Steam if it doesn't have fucking deck support 90% of the fucking time. It's actually something I realized about my PC gaming habits. If you're not on Game Pass or you don't run on Steam Deck, I'm not gonna play your game on PC. So, yeah. Alright, well, thank you. Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, follow on the YouTube and all the other places. You're beautiful people. I hope you have a great rest of your holiday weekend, and we'll see you on... What?
Eat more pie.
Yeah.
Eat more pie.
Eat more pie. And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys. We love you. Oh, we're also doing a Tekken night on Friday night. Come play Tekken with us. That's not going to be streamed. It's just for fun. Just for funsies. Come play Tekken. Bye, y'all.
bye. Yep.